30-pound breastplate made out of latex. I mean, boob sweat is already real in this state. So
definitely.
No, I just
you still have nice tits, you know.
Thank
so
you.
I mean,
$45 on Amazon.
Yeah. What are they? Sandbags?
No, they're
Those are
silicone.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are nice. All right.
Amazon gives you everything.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jeff Bezos.
Big hair, don't care.
Whoa, buddy, I'm just trying to build no old money, but they can never steal my heart or my soul from me. But you can stare. Lights, action.
Welcome back to the Big Hair Don't Care podcast. Boy, do I have a special treat for you guys today. I can't wait for you to meet my guest, the Grand Queen Supreme, my girl, the woman I aspire to be like, drag queen Tragique DeStrange.
Oh, hi, Angela.
Hello, gorgeous queen. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy to have you here.
Oh, you're one of my favorite people.
And you're one of mine.
So you're the only person whose hair is bigger than mine.
Exactly. I wasn't quite sure if there was going to be room for both of us behind this table today, but we made it work somehow. There was a lot of squishing and quaffing, but we made it happen. You are looking extra fabulous today. I'm loving it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Didn't you see this outfit Thursday?
I did. Yes. Tragique and I work together at Walk and Roll in Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. I bartend, and she works there every Thursday and hosts our drag bingo.
Filthy drag bingo.
Extremely filthy.
Extremely filthy.
And disgusting. It's my favorite night to work. I love it.
And horrible.
Yeah.
With a W.
Exactly.
Hashtag horrible. Follow me on Insta.
Yes. Now, Tragique.
Yes.
People want to know, how long have you been doing drag and what got you started into drag?
Wow. So I've always considered myself an accidental drag queen. Okay. I have been in the theater arts probably since I could walk. I've been singing and dancing since I was little. And I had done some shows like La Cage aux Folles, like in my 20s, and Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I got to be a part of that. So I've always been into drag, but it was mostly for theater. And then my drag mother, Pandora DeStrange, some of you may know her.
Love Pandora.
She needed some help when she was doing a karaoke night at Crescent Ballroom, and I stepped in and helped. And she had said, if I ever have a drag daughter, her name is going to be Tragique. And I said, bitch, I'm your drag daughter now. So the name came first. The name came first, and then I decided I had to be Tragique, so I jumped into the role, and it's been about 3 or 4 years now. 3 or 4 years.
So Tragique is a spin-off on Tragic,
yes.
Correct?
Yes, I usually make a joke that Tragique is a French word for fat and 40, but it really just means tragic is what it means in French. Okay. So yeah, and DeStrange doesn't mean anything. It just DeStrange, but you make the strange to make it sound more French.
I love it. It is very French. I love it.
I am not French.
Oh.
I make that up so I don't have to shave my armpits.
Oh, that works. Okay. Ladies, now you know what to do. Just pretend you're French and you're good to go.
Lots of voulez-vous.
Yeah. Now, can you explain the difference for people that don't know? Because I actually just had to explain this to one of my friends the other day when I said, oh, my good friend who's a drag queen is going to be on my podcast. And can you explain the difference between a cross-dresser and a drag queen for those that don't know, because people are uneducated and I don't blame them.
Yeah, no. Well, a cross-dresser is usually a man who dresses up in women's clothing. A straight man who will dress up in women's clothing.
And it's and they get turned on, correct? Or it's a sexual arousal.
It is a sexual, it can be a sexual thing. I'm not calling out all the cross-dressers out there because everybody's got their something, okay? It's not everything is that nebulous gray area, but generally speaking, a cross-dresser is a man who dresses up in women's clothing and gets some kind of sexual kick out of it.
Gotcha.
A drag queen is a bitch who has to put on way too much makeup for a living. That's all it is.
But there is no, from what I know, maybe I'm ignorant and I don't know, but there is no like sexual arousal when you dress like this, correct?
No, you can't even find the thing, honey. It's tucked away so far. There is no sexual arousal. It would be really bad if there was.
I was gonna say, because you always make the joke that you will not do sex and drag.
I don't do sex and drag.
But you're like, I don't want to ruin my very expensive tights and things like that.
Because my balls are tucked under 4 pairs of tights right now, and it's not an easy thing to get to. Exactly. But no, I have no desire to be in any kind of sexual situation in drag. That's me. There are a lot of queens
Yeah.
out there that have their own thing, but that is just me.
Yeah.
Being a drag queen for me is being able to be a performer. This is what I do for my art. Drag is an art form. All you drag queens out there, don't hate on other drag queens because it takes a huge pair of balls to do all of this.
Yes.
It really does. No matter if you're not doing the kind of drag that someone else might be doing, if you're a pageant queen or a comedy queen, it really doesn't matter. Bitch, you a queen, and remember that. Remember
Amen.
that.
I
Yeah.
love that. Absolutely. We all need just more kindness in this world. Everyone support
Seriously.
everyone.
Seriously.
Yeah, because I've seen some, and now it goes with anything. But yeah, I've seen some videos, with other queens really hating on other queens and being nasty, whether it's physical violence, snatching
some
wigs,
snatching wigs.
things, and saying nasty things, and sabotaging costumes and things like that. And I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. Seriously, me and my mama Pandora, we've been in the Valley for over 20 years now. When we got here, we moved here from DC, and we didn't have our people. We were like, where are all our people at? So we created a theater company and found all of our people. And there is always so much cattiness and so much competition, and there doesn't really have to be. There is enough love for everybody.
Yeah.
If you are an artist and you are truly passionate about what you do, then there's enough love for everybody. Go out and find it. Like, if somebody gives you a no, go find your yes, honey.
Absolutely.
And don't surround yourself with all that hate and pettiness, because I ain't got time for that. I don't know about y'all, and you ain't got nothing better to do than watch Bridgerton and bitch about somebody on Facebook, but I got shit to do. Sorry about it, so y'all do you.
Now, could you ever see yourself being a drag mom, taking in someone new and helping them?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The fit has to be right. Especially that goes. It's the same with shoes. The fit has to be right. Stop trying to shove your feet into way too small shoes. The fit does have to be right. I don't have anybody currently, but I've always helped people with their makeup and before.
Yeah. Maybe we should, and I should preface this for people that are watching that don't know, and this is a learning experience, which that's what I want. I love this. I want people to learn about everything. So maybe how do we say it? Maybe we should, what is a drag mom? I didn't even say what it was. What's
Right,
a drag
okay.
mom? For people that don't know.
A drag mother is like your mother, but in the drag community. Somebody that, and it goes in many different levels. It's somebody who gets you into the scene, maybe introduces you to other drag queens, helps you with your first show, teaches you how not to look like you're painting by numbers. My drag mother gave me my first wig, that kind of thing. It's to introduce you and then, help and nurture and support you.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things, because when you carry like a drag legacy, and if you do watch the Drag Race, a lot of people come on that have the same last names, and that's kind of like the house of drag. So you're carrying on that legacy. So it is, a mother, but in the world of drag. I mean, if you really down on your luck, maybe she'll cook you meals, maybe she pay your light bill, but I'm gonna tell you, Pandora does not pay my light bill.
Yeah, right.
So,
Amen. Now, how long does it take you? The transformation is, now I've seen you as with nothing on. You know what I mean? I've seen you as,
that's on my Twitter feed.
Right?
I'm kidding.
I've seen you out of drag, obviously, and in drag. And obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into it. How long does it take you to transform into Tragique?
If I'm really trying to nail a look, it can take upwards of 4 to 5 hours. If it's really, really deep. That's why, like, some of these queens out there who got that very snatched pageant look, good for you. Okay, thank you to all the clown fuckers out there, because I paint by numbers sometimes. But yeah, it takes a long, long time, especially because I am Greek by nationality. I am a hairy ass bitch. Under this dress, I'm a centaur, y'all. Okay, I am just fuzzy and blocking out the eyebrows. There is a skill to it, but generally speaking, it takes anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. If I'm just rushing through it, 3 to 4 maybe. Yeah.
So did anyone teach you then? Did your drag mom teach you how to do makeup, or just give you you just kind of, or did you just start doing it and just learned as you went, or did someone teach you?
I had some help. I had some really good makeup artists that helped me while I was in theater and that sort of thing. But when it came down to doing drag, I did take a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It took a lot of information, lessons,
Yeah.
learning. I asked a lot of questions. One of the biggest things is blocking your fucking eyebrows. That is the worst.
Now that means you cover your real eyebrow,
Completely.
right? To do the
Yeah.
And don't you guys use like glue pens or glue sticks?
Some people use spirit gum. I know a lot of the higher ticket queens will use something like Prozaid. Somebody who is very, very blessed may use their own eyebrows. Fuck you all, thanks.
I was gonna say, because I am sitting very close to you right now, and we have studio lighting going on. I cannot see a real eyebrow anywhere.
Really, girl, look.
I cannot.
Look. See, they brushed up. They're right under.
Okay, I guess if you point it out like
Okay,
that, but
all right.
holy shit, like
All right.
that's amazing. That
It's
is
like an
absolute-
Arizona sunset.
No, for real, absolutely,
blending.
like flawless. I cannot see an eyebrow.
And that's the hardest part. That's what took me the longest to learn. YouTube, actually, no shit. YouTube taught me so much.
Really?
I've learned even now. I'll go and just checking a few queens out and what they do, and I've learned tricks from people who are like, oh yeah, and I do this, and I put an orange powder on top of this to help block this out. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna try that. Oh shit, that worked.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, it's always an evolving process. So I do have a message for all you young budding queens out there: patience and practice. I'm telling you, especially with your eyebrows, I would get so frustrated. Lashes, I would glue my eyeballs closed half the time. It just takes practice and patience. If you're getting started out, always start an hour early. Always start an hour early. And remember, it's makeup. You can fix it. Don't get stressed out. Just fix it. It's makeup.
Amen.
It's not a tattoo.
Very good advice. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, do you wear? You don't wear like the? I've seen, what do they call, like a chest plate or a breast plate where it actually looks like real boobs,
Right,
and you
right,
wear
right.
like, you don't? Do you do that or?
No, because they're too fucking expensive.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Those things are so expensive.
Really?
Yeah, they're really expensive. And we live in the very hot state of Arizona.
that
So
we do.
wearing a 30-pound breastplate made out of latex, I mean, boob sweat is already real in this
Yeah,
state. So
definitely.
no, I just kind of cheat it and keep my fuzz. Make my own dresses so my collars are high.
Yeah, okay, that works. Hey, you still have nice tits, you know.
Thank
so
you.
I mean, hey.
$45 on Amazon.
What are they, sandbags?
No, they're
Oh, those are
silicone.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are nice. All right.
Amazon gives you everything.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jeff Bezos.
Now, where did you come up with the idea for the show that we do at our work at Walk and Roll, the Dirty Drag Bingo? Did you create that idea on your own? Was it already kind of there and you just took it and ran with it? How did it all come about?
Well, it was already kind of there because we are very well known in the Valley. Our group, the Gender Outlaws, we're very, very well known for our show Dirty Disney. And we have been doing that 20 years here in the Valley. And it's usually every year or twice a year, something like that. And we have literally about 50 of your favorite Disney songs we have destroyed. We have ruined all of your favorite childhood memories,
Yes.
and it is a big hit. When we were approached to do the drag bingo, it was me and Pandora for the beginning of it over and used at first the songs that we had done in Dirty Disney, but I started adding my own in there, and I've been writing my own parodies and basically to all of your favorite songs. My favorite part about doing is just watching the reaction on
Yes.
people's faces when you're, singing "Can I Eat Your Butt Tonight"
Yes.
instead of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." Definitely something to check out. So we got a really big news, if I'm allowed to do my little plug right
Absolutely.
now.
Get it,
so
girl.
I'm there at Walk and Roll every Thursday night in Scottsdale, the Scottsdale Miller Plaza, Camelback Miller Plaza. That's on Thursday nights at 8. And then I am at their Phoenix location at Central and Thomas on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. But our show, Dirty Disney, has been picked up, and we are booked for July 7th, 2023, a Live Nation event at the Van Buren.
Yay,
So I'm very, very
that's
excited.
huge. Huge.
Looking up, and we will have
Congratulations.
our very, very, very special, internationally famous drag superstar legend, Miss Sherry Vine, will be performing with
Love
us.
Sherry.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yes.
She's actually my idol. When I was growing up, I remember seeing her when I was really, really young. Her and Joey Arias, and just to watch these queens that actually sang really, really inspired me. Yes. So, Sherry Vine, Joey Arias were very, very big inspirations to me because I think maybe in my entire career I've lip synced maybe once because I'm a live singing drag queen.
Yeah, which is a huge, huge a big thing because I mean I've been to many drag shows, many drag pageants, and it's very, very rare that you find a live singing drag queen. I know Lady Christian. Lady Christian sings live, and she was one of the first ones I've ever seen not lip sync, and I was like so in love, like oh my god, because man, she can sing,
Yeah,
you know, and
no,
I loved it. And no offense to the drag queens that lip sync.
Absolutely not.
That's great,
Absolutely
wonderful.
not.
But to be able to live sing, now that's a whole nother talent, a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to get on these banisters and do death drops.
Exactly,
I'm a
right.
middle-aged drag queen. I will crack a hip and not get off the floor. So
Right.
these bitches who be twirling and
do
they're
it.
all over the place, and oh my goodness. So props to y'all because that's something that I just can't do. I will stand there in my spotlight and do the white girl two-step.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Exactly. Now I want to talk about like a kind of a heavy hitting topic.
Okay.
You brought something up to me a couple weeks ago. It was after work and we were on the patio and you were telling me about this bill that they want to pass about making drag illegal.
Right.
And I had heard of no such thing because I sadly don't watch the news as much as I should. And you were kind of filling me in on it. And I mean, I couldn't even believe it. And you just told me the other day that it passed in what state
Tennessee.
did it? In Tennessee. Now, could you shed some light for those that don't know? What law are they talking about? What do they mean by making doing drag illegal?
Okay, so I'm not like, I don't know all the verbiage of the entire bill, but the bills that are being passed right now are basically treating drag as adult entertainment. So it would be any kind of burlesque, drag performers, anything like that would not be able to perform in any type of public space where it could be possibly seen by a minor. So my show, which number one is not appropriate for children.
No.
Drag shows aren't appropriate for children, in my personal opinion.
No, I
you know,
agree.
I love those parents who are really, really cool about
Yeah.
it. I'm a big supporter of the drag queen story time, although I wouldn't freaking do that.
Yeah.
Read to your own kids. It takes me 3 hours on a Sunday morning. You want me to put my makeup on for 3 hours to read to your children? Thanks. But no, that's
Right.
not me.
Yeah.
But that's where it really all started is somebody got offended that drag queens were reading to their children and we're considered sexual deviants. And that's so far from the case. So the bill that they are trying to pass here in Arizona, I think there's 3 separate ones, and it basically, and this goes deeper than just drag. This actually hits transgenders as well, because you are not able to perform, I think the way it's written, with more than 1 article of clothing or 2 articles of clothing for the opposite gender in a public space. So the show at Walk and Roll would be a no-go.
Yeah, I
we
was
couldn't.
gonna say,
we
yeah.
would not be able to do it because it's a restaurant. You know, children do not come to the show. People are carded.
Yeah,
They're
exactly. It's an adult show. We make sure,
But a bar, technically, they would be considered public spaces. It is a place that is open to the public, so it would shut drag down. And it faces a penalty of up to 10 years in prison for the performers.
It's insane.
It really is. We're not coming after your kids, y'all. We really, really aren't. I saw a really good TikTok the other day where a woman was just explaining, I'm just, not quoting verbatim, but she was explaining that went through in this week, this person was arrested for child molestation. This person was arrested. It was a youth pastor. It was all of these people that are close to your children and not one drag queen. We are not coming after your children. It's a very serious bill and something really, really needs to be done about it. I have faith in our government in the state. I mean, I know that we have turned blue and that's really, really beautiful. I really hope that we keep that momentum going. But if you didn't know about this, please research it. Call your senators, call your city councilmen. And that's one of the biggest things that people do not know. I know how laws get made. The reason all of this stuff happened is because it's those city councilmen. Those people that you just throw away your ballot because it's not a big election, this is how these bills get started. So these people get into office, they write these bills, and the next thing you know, they trying to take my job. They took our job. So very, very nervous about it. It's not cute.
When is the voting or
I'm
we
not
don't know. Okay.
quite possible. It was just a few days ago that I saw that it had passed. But I really have faith that that our governor is going to make sure that it doesn't move forward. I'm really, really hoping.
I hope so. And like I said, I'm I don't want to say impressed. I don't know what the right word is, but you feel the exact same way I do. Like, I don't feel that children should be in the bars where there are drag shows going on. It's just not appropriate. And not because it's even, they just shouldn't be in a bar, period. You
Right.
know what I mean?
It's true.
So it's not necessarily because it's a drag queen sometimes, but I've seen some clips that have got out on TikTok and such, and this, sadly, the people see only that, and so then they think that the drag queens are bad, or they want to do whatever to their children
Exactly.
because it's a little kid in a bar and the drag queen's going crazy doing, nasty dancing and like doing whatnot because it's a show. But the parents brought that child there. You know what I mean? But you're right. It's just kind of like shame on everyone, I guess,
Right.
in that aspect. Like, they shouldn't have been allowed in, and the drag queen shouldn't be dancing like that in front of the kid and waving a whatever around and doing whatnot. Just shame on everybody.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. I totally agree with that. They shouldn't allow children in bars or anything like that. But they're, to me, like you said, you have a show, and we have a phenomenally great, funny show that people flock. We are packed every Thursday for your drag bingo. They come from far and wide to see you, and to have our drinks and our food and have a great time. And we give away sex toys, are our prizes. I mean, stuff like that. But like I said, we make sure there are no children in there. It is an adult thing.
It is an adult. I'm giving out sex toys. I'm not going to give a sex toy to your child.
Exactly.
So, and the whole thing with drag as an art form, it is an adult entertainment kind of thing. The kids should not be involved. But if you're worried about us being over-sexualized, have you seen what drag queens wear? We wear more clothes than most people even imagine. We are corseted and rhinestone and wearing 4 pairs of tights and all this stuff. You turn on the TV. Like, I saw this picture of this little kid with the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleaders, and you're telling me that drag queens are sexualizing your children.
Yeah.
Like, people just need to put it in perspective, especially with all the beloved drag queens that we have had in the past, like Flip Wilson, Milton Berle.
Yeah.
All of these things. Drag has always been an art form. I'm going to do the big one.
Yes, do it.
Because I found this out and I was blown away. I don't have any kind of religious precedence or anything like that, but I found out that one of the religious leaders, Brigham Young of the Mormon religion, his son was a drag queen.
Wow.
And it wasn't even thought of as anything bad. It was like Madame Patriani or something, and he would perform these drag shows, and very upstanding, like, religious man. Like, it's fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, why are you so worried about someone else? Why don't, if the government regulated banks instead of regulating our uteruses and drag queens, we might have a pretty fucking good country.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand why everybody is so involved in what drag queens are doing. Watch your kids, take responsibility. Things like this happen all the time. Like, in the 80s, it was Dungeons and Dragons is satanic. Parents are always trying to find another scapegoat as to why you're not parenting your kids.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people are ignorant, for lack of a better word, on what a drag queen is and what it means to be a drag queen. And to me, a drag queen, it's the art of female impersonation.
Right.
That's what it is. Like I said, you're not putting that on and getting a big boner and wanting to just go out and, fuck everything because you have that on. Like, it just makes, and maybe some, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I just don't understand how they associate drag queen with, pervert. That pervert wants to, touch me and my kid.
We're going back to the dark ages. It's ridiculous because absolutely not. Absolutely. Nobody's trying to mess with your children. We are entertainers. We're performers because they automatically assume with drag is gay and gay is bad.
Yes.
And
there
it's,
you go.
And again, these bills are not just for gays. It's for transgendered people. We are backpedaling into the 50s, and it's terrifying. When I was growing up, it was, the 80s going into the 90s, and we went to Pride. It wasn't a party. It was a protest.
Yeah.
We had to fight for our rights, and a lot of the younger generation does not realize that, doesn't even know what Stonewall was. The day Judy Garland died, the New York cops, because it used to be just like this in the 60s, if you were wearing more than a certain number of certain number of articles of clothing that were not assigned to your gender, you would be arrested.
Wow.
Immediately. And the cops in New York would wander around the bars, and there was this one famous bar, Stonewall, where it was the night that Judy Garland died, and the cops came in to raid the bar, and the queens had had enough. They were picking up parking meters and just rioted and won. And that is what we had to fight for our rights. Don't just sit back and because Glee is on TV and RuPaul is on TV that everything is hunky-dory. They are trying to steal our rights away. As humans, I mean, we're getting deep, honey.
Yeah,
Even overturning Roe v. Wade should not have been just sat back upon. You don't go back on our rights. All of a sudden you're saying, well, it doesn't matter anymore. So we're going to go back to the dark ages. Honestly, honey, what I really think it is that this is their last ditch effort because all these old white men are dying off and they are trying to get it back to the 1950s before they pass. So fight on, my children, fight on.
Yes, amen. Amen. Yep. And by the way, too, how fucking arrogant and dumb do you have to be to the people that have the outlook like they see a drag queen and it's like, oh, they want to fuck me and they want to touch me? How fucking arrogant do you have to be that you really, that just shit that makes me laugh. That the ones that get so uncomfortable by it, oh, they're going to try and, motherfucker, they're not looking at you.
We're not. We really, really aren't. And look, thank you so much for finding me so attractive that I've confused the fuck out of you.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Done.
That's what it is.
My job is done.
Exactly.
I am not trying to chase after everyone. Again, I do not do sex and drag. Personal preference, honey, this is way too much work to ruin on you.
Yep, I do. I think most of it is that they see you or said drag queen, whoever it may be, and they have maybe some thoughts never, and then they are feeling some type of way, and that's why they lash out and say, the things that they do, and the hatred spews because in their head they're feeling some type of way, and they don't feel that that's okay, and they might be a different type of way or swing both ways or want to try or whatnot, and for whatever reason they were brought up to believe that that's not okay.
Right.
And now they're feeling some type of way.
Well, don't feel a certain type of way. Just go hug somebody.
Exactly.
Talk it out. There's not enough room in this world anymore for any more hatred or anger, love.
Yes.
The famous words of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, all you need is love.
Amen. Yes.
That's it. It's not that difficult. Stop hate. Stop the hate. There's just... Work on you. If you just really focus and look inside yourself, you will probably find the answers. If not, seek therapy. There's a lot of options out there now, but don't take your anger out on someone else. Just don't.
Exactly. I love that.
It makes me sad.
It does. Makes me sad too. I know.
Yeah. The drag for me, like I said, it is an art form. This is not me. Yeah. I make the joke in my show where it's you would not recognize me out of drag. I am a beer drinking, weed smoking, video game playing, Star Trek watching, Buddhist chanting nerd. Half the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I would not say with a wig on my head. It's part of the show, and that's all it is. It is a show. It is a theatrical production that people go to be entertained. It has nothing to do with your religious or political agenda.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Now you actually quit a very important job to pursue the drag full time.
I did.
And what was it that you used to do? I think people would find this really interesting.
I was the manager of a medical marijuana dispensary.
Yeah, yes you were.
I loved the fucking discount. The discount. I loved that discount. It was amazing. But it became too much. I was doing 2 shows a week for Walk and Roll, and I was working 4 or 5, depending on the hours. I was working a lot at the dispensary. I did really like it, but after doing the shows and doing that for quite some time, it was a lot. And I realized being a manager is really cool, but being a manager of anything is just being an underpaid babysitter.
Yep.
And I was given the opportunity to focus on drag as a career, which I never thought I would have. And it's super fun. Yeah. I get to sing, I get to dance, I get to make people laugh. That was one of the best parts of when I first got started doing the show at Walk and Roll. It was right after COVID hit. And all the bars had closed. You couldn't go to bars anymore, but they had opened restaurants back up. So I was able to be the comedic relief.
Yeah.
during a time when people just weren't laughing.
Exactly.
And that was one of the most important things for me. And then I really saw, like, wow, I'm making an impact on people's lives.
Absolutely.
Because where we do the show, so many different kinds of people come.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of people are very surprised. It's not, you know, a gay bar. So
Yeah.
the clientele we get is a lot of, you know, people on the straight spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is great because I have changed so many people's minds.
Yes.
You know, just from them being to my show and going, oh, this isn't. He's funny. He's
Exactly.
funny. There's
Yeah.
nothing to be scared of.
Yep.
No. Because trust me, the wig comes off. It
Exactly.
does.
And I love that. I love that we are able to open some eyes on a weekly basis, I think, of people that have either never seen a drag queen in person, never been to a show, they don't know much of whatever it may be, and they just happen to be there. And I think you definitely have opened a lot of eyes and changed a lot of minds for the better, you know, in that circumstance. And I absolutely love that. And
Me
like I said,
too.
That's what we need.
It really, really is. It really is. We're nothing to be afraid of, at least in my circle. You know, everybody is different. Everybody is different. I really love the kind of show that I do. It is a much different drag show than
Yes.
you get these days, and that's what I pride myself on.
Yeah, I had been to many a drag show, and when I first saw you, right before I started working there, I had never seen any show like yours, and I absolutely just fell in love the very first night, and thought you were just fabulous. And I said you live sang, and I like to sing myself, and so much kudos to that. And I knew I'm like, this is home. This is where I need to work.
Yep.
It was awesome. Yeah,
I'm so glad to have you there.
well, I'm so happy that you're there. That's for sure.
Amazing bartenders, takes care of Miss Tragique very, very well.
Thank you. Yes, sometimes a little too good. but
Sometimes a little too good.
It's been a while since we,
It has been a long while. Well, my divorce went through. Remember all that crazy?
Yes.
It's got a brand new man now.
Yes, Silver Daddy,
Silver
Raj.
Daddy.
Yes.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah, hey.
You can edit that part out. It's okay.
No, don't leave it in there. You gotta say hi to Raj. We wish he could be here today, but
Yes,
he's working.
he is
But
working.
Roger is an amazing man,
He is.
and I love the love and support that he gives you. He's at every single one of your
Every single
shows,
show.
helping, passing out bingo daubers, getting cards.
Even though that's not his job.
Exactly, but he does. He stepped right in as the he would be the husband, right?
Drag husband.
Drag
he
husband.
is the best
Yeah,
drag husband I have
absolutely.
ever met in my entire life. He feels bad if he misses a show.
I
He missed the
know.
one last night
Yeah.
at the Egyptian Motor Hotel every Sunday at 6.
Love it. Shameless plug. Love it.
Shameless.
Yes.
I have no shame. I lost
No,
that at
don't.
16. So yeah, no, wonderful, wonderful man, and yeah, carries my bags, carries my wigs. Every night, girl, it's so stupid. Every night when we come home from a show, he refuses to let me take my own boots off.
Oh, that is adorable. That's just sweet, man. He is just so sweet and kind and loving, and I am beyond happy for you and over the moon, because
Thank
everyone
you.
deserves that type of love, And for a while, Miss Tragique wasn't so happy.
Miss Tragique was not so happy.
Yeah.
Did it
And-
show?
Yeah,
Did it? A little bit.
A tad. So yeah, we're all extremely happy for you. You deserve the best,
Thank
and
you.
you do have it now. So
I do. Please edit that part out. I don't want him to get a big head.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Right. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get off that so we didn't give Roger a bigger head. I think it's time to get sexy. A little sexy time
Ooh,
in the
sexy.
sex segment.
My titty's good.
Yes. And if I know anything, I know that you are ready to talk about sex. and
Of
anything
course, I'm
sexual.
ready to talk about sex.
We have talked about some things on that patio, girl,
Yes,
that you
yes.
have taught me some things, I'll
that
tell
would
you.
frighten fish.
Now, you always talk about douching your ass.
Yes.
So
yes.
explain to those that, and you could be any gender,
Yep.
everyone's got an asshole,
Yeah.
everyone's got, whatever. So what's the reason behind douching, and why douche if you're going to do anal?
Okay. So this is very important to me. So I'm glad that we are talking about
very
this, because it is very important to me,
Okay.
because I have realized quite recently that it's very common in the gay community. They know that you should douche your asshole. You should douche your butthole before anal sex. The reason is to clean the shit out of your ass. I mean, I'm trying to
No.
to clean the poop out of there. And it's hygienic for one. I mean, the last thing you want to do is while you're getting all hot and heavy to smell doo-doo. You just don't want to smell some doo-doo. And I found out that the straight community is very surprised when I do that joke, before you try anal, make sure you douche your ass. And they're like, what are you talking about? You can do that? Yes. Yeah. You should. It makes everything a lot more comfortable because you're not worrying about shitting on somebody. So again, any gender. And I was thinking about it today and going, well, of course they don't. No, they don't really advertise it. Like where I go to get sex toys for the show, it's more of a straight, like lingerie and that kind of thing. I'm not going to give them a plug.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I was like, do they even have any kind of douche system there? And they don't.
Oh, wow.
I just realized that. I'm going to look when I go this week, but I really don't think that they do. But if you go to like a gay-oriented, they've got a wall full of different things that you can stick up your ass to clean the shit out.
Excellent.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I will give a little advice. Low and slow, there is, I'm not going to give you your anatomy lesson today, but
come
you're
on,
just
bend over and show it.
I got 4 pairs of tights,
that's
honey.
right.
You know how I don't do, no, not in drag. Let's see, my was it satyr or centaur, whatever the hell I said.
Centaur.
My centaur. So you just want to think about a little bit of water. You do not need to flush out and irrigate your system unless you are going for your first fist, and that's a whole different episode.
Whole nother ballgame.
So my biggest advice is if you get, I think they have fleet enemas at like your local drugstore, or they usually do have what's called an enema ball. That was my first one. It's a little blue ball that has a little stick on it. And it's really, really
Almost
tiny.
like a snot sucker for a baby?
But it's bigger. So you can fit some more water in there. And then you just fill it up and squirt it up there. And then poop it into the toilet. And then you go until like the water is clean. Usually you're just getting the chunks out. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but it needs to be talked about.
It really does. Yeah, there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Because ladies, if you are nervous about that kind of thing, because I know ladies don't poop. I know.
It's a fucking lie.
Oh, they
I'll tell
do.
you right now.
No, when they go and get up in the morning, run the shower for about 45 minutes, that's when they're pooping, guys. That's when they're pooping.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, they're running that shower. It does not take them that long to get ready. They're pooping.
Yep.
That's when they do it. So if you want to make sure that you're clean because you want to be adventurous, I'm telling you, there's a lot of nerve endings down there. It feels real, real good. But if you take the time to clean out, then you ain't got to worry about poop. And, Tragique is not into that. Very few things that I am not into. Poop is one of them. Yes.
Yeah. No,
Nina Shiza.
Yeah, God bless if that's what you're into. But yeah, nope, these queens, no thanks.
There was somebody on Twitter and it followed me, and it was like Dr. Scatman. I don't know why I clicked on it.
Why?
Because I was just curious, and of course the first thing was somebody under I was like, yeah, nope, gone. So. Yeah, so there are people, like I said, everybody's got their something. There is no hate in my heart. Do what makes you happy.
Now, speaking of shitting, though, now what if somebody did the old, they're like, Tragique, you're so hot, and I want you to get on this glass coffee table while I lay underneath it, and I want you to just diarrhea all over it, and I'm going to pay you. Would you do something like that?
I mean, first you have to talk to my manager, and then my accountant, depending on how large your account is, and nobody's filming it. I don't do Twitter.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No filming. It's just, here's a briefcase of money, and I want you to shit on this table while I lay under it, because it gets them off. That's their thing. And they feed you Taco Bell and all sorts of things, and they make sure you're all ready, and it's going to be a nice diarrhea.
Taco Bell. I'm ready to diarrhea just thinking about Taco Bell. I used to love Mexican pizzas, y'all, but no, that ain't even real meat. That's not even real meat.
And it's my favorite. I love Taco Bell.
Would I do it? I don't know. It depends. He'd have to be real cute and real rich.
Yeah.
But probably not. I did let someone. I did a Blumpkin once.
Okay.
You know what a Blumpkin is?
Oh, please explain.
Okay, yeah, because I was really I was very, very shocked. Like it was many, 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 many moons ago before a wig ever touched my head.
When you were virginal.
When I was virginal. No, but yeah, a Blumpkin is when you are on the toilet taking a shit and somebody is blowing you. I was like, really? really? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, as soon as my turd hit the turlet, the dude, like, came all over my bath mats.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that something that you would, if whoever was into that, you don't mind that? I mean, it doesn't bother you to have that done to you. If that's what it floats their boat, you're okay with it?
It does not float Roger's boat. I hope not.
Right? Right.
That was many, many moons ago.
Yes.
But nah, I mean, I tried it.
Yeah,
I had a very good friend of mine. I was at this very bougie barbecue and they were serving lamb chops. This is my metaphor for life. They were serving lamb chops and I was like, oh my God, I can't do that. It's a lamb. She was like, well, have you ever had lamb? And I was like, well, no. She's like, well, how are you going to know if you like it if you don't try new things? I ate the fuck out of that lamb chop. Oh my God. One of my favorite things in the world now is lamb chops. So I tried said Blumpkin, not my thing. I didn't really even enjoy it. It was more, he was
His
living
thing,
out his fantasy. I did not get paid for that. That was pro bono. That was
Pro bono.
That was a
doing
freebie.
charity work. I love you.
I know.
Such a kind
the
queen.
drag queen with a heart of gold. So I had done that, but no, it's not really my thing. I don't think that if somebody did offer me to shit on a glass tabletop, you know, depending, but probably not. Probably not. Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Diarrhea all over the table, Angie. God damn you.
Well, you know, people want to know. People wrote in the questions. I don't know.
They did not write in the
questions.
questions.
I know they didn't. I made it up. But whatever.
You just wanted to know how far I'd go.
I did, for real.
Would you shit on a table,
I thought
Trashy?
for sure you'd be like, oh yeah.
For the record, we're going to say probably not. Because if they did offer, it would probably be in drag. And I turned down all offers in drag.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it.
Now, do you get a lot of, have you gotten, and I'm sure you have, but straight men that, whether it be after a show or they've said whatever, they creep in your DMs, or they after a show, like, but they're quote unquote straight, but they, you know, hey, want to meet up and come over after, and you know, because they are turned on by the drag queen, by the drag thing, but they are quote unquote straight, so they're very secretive about it. Do you get a lot of that?
What happens on the DL stays on the DL.
When it say, did you do it?
No. Actually, I don't, surprisingly enough. I think after seeing my show, people really see how real of a person I am underneath all this shit, and really respect me for what I do. Usually the people that creep into my DMs, because it has happened, but it's on Instagram and they from another country and they just, you know, are doing that whole thing. They probably trying to get my Cash App account or some shit, you know. Don't fall for any of that stuff, by the way. I'm too smart to fall for that. But yeah, no, I really have not, in the years that I've been doing this show, had any gentlemen, you know. No, I haven't. Okay. I really haven't.
You're a classy lady. That's fine.
She don't know me very well, do she?
I was lying to the people.
Classy. I am. I hold myself with a certain dignity as poop, fart, and dick jokes fall out of my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what is, maybe we could teach the viewers at home, because this interested me. One night, you were kind of teaching me about what pup play is. Pup, that's P-U-P, like puppy, pup.
Wow.
What is pup play, Tragique?
She just said, go ahead, girl, go ahead. Pup play, well, it doesn't... It's kind of like BDSM light is how it's like the starter kit for the leather community, kind of. Pup play is human pups. It does not necessarily need to be a sexual thing, but it's where they dress up as like puppies. They have specialized masks and hoods and all kinds of gear, like gloves that make you look like you're wearing little paws. They have tails, insertable and non-insertable. And for some people, it's a sexual kink, and for some people, it's a release. Like when we talk about going into pup space, and it's where you just let go and you basically turn into a puppy and are able to forget about all the stresses of the world, and you just basically turn into a pup. For others, there is a big big, sexual thrill about it, like wearing neoprene and having, a butt plug shaped like a dog's tail inside, and the licking and sniffing and rubbing and all of that stuff can be really hot. So that's kind of.
But now that doesn't mean
gist.
though that they are, because I could see a lot of people like misconstruing when they hear that. Oh, well, they're literally attracted to dogs and they want to fuck a dog.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to clear the air with people.
Absolutely not.
So people are educated that it's not that at all.
No. Their breasts stink. Like, I'm sure a dog ain't got nothing big enough for Miss Tragique.
Right.
Okay, nuh-uh.
So orgies, let's talk that.
Okay.
Have you ever been in an orgy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, teach the people at home. An orgy is how many people? What's considered an orgy? 2 or more, 3 or more?
Anything more than 4, because a 4 is a foursome. Anything 5 or more is considered an orgy.
Okay.
And I am sure you were the first one who said truth or dare. I see you. So yeah, an orgy is sex with a bunch of people, and it usually starts by somebody saying truth or dare, or on Grindr, or which I do not have, by the way. I do not have Grindr.
Good girl.
Yep. No. Everybody got chlamydia. They seriously do. Do you have a big homo following?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to tell, I just want to speak to the people. Chlamydia is very, very rampant in the gay community, and people do not realize it. I know a lot of people are on PrEP. I was on PrEP, and you think that pill is going to stop everything. Well, chlamydia, 80% of homosexuals have it, and they don't even know that they have it. Wow. It's actually very hard to test for. You have to get, if you go get tested, they swab your mouth, they take your pee, and they swab your rectum in order to test for it.
Wow.
And I'm not casting no judgments. When it did indeed happen to me, I was very, very shocked because generally speaking, y'all are just learning way too much about me. Generally speaking, I had done other things in order to contract it, but the only place that they did find it was in the rectal swab. So if you're not being swabbed everywhere and you think that you're protected because you're taking PrEP, it's not the case. So I highly recommend everybody go out, get tested. Look, y'all, wear a condom.
Yes.
Like really. When I was growing up, if you didn't wear a condom, you were going to die. Period.
Yeah, right.
So it's not that bad. No. It really, really isn't. Just so we can stop this spread of chlamydia, because really, I went and I did the research, and 80% of homosexual men have chlamydia, and they don't even know about it. So I was pretty shocked about that. So wear a condom, go get tested, know your status.
Amen.
It's very, very important.
So are there no symptoms then of chlamydia? Like you don't feel a burning, a tingling, or your dick falls off? Something? Or what?
Be great for my career.
Yeah, right.
No,
It'd be much easier to get dressed.
It would be a lot easier to get dressed. The boys wouldn't have to be tucked all the time. I didn't personally have any symptoms. And again, it was one of those things where like, well, damn, where did it come from? You start going through the mental Rolodex. And the only conclusion I could come up with is what happens in Palm Springs comes home with you. So just be careful. There weren't any symptoms for me. I don't know what they are, but that's why a lot of people go untreated, because they don't know. Because it doesn't really show up, and they'll find out months and months later when those symptoms are actually starting to show up. Yeah. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Know your status. There are lots of free testing facilities around. Go get tested, and take care of yourself and take care of the community. Stop spreading your shit.
Exactly. Yes. Be safe out there. That's why I would say I'm all about I advocate for everyone. You want to be a sex worker? You want to be I think wonderful. Do your thing, but just be safe about it. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? Is the transmission of diseases or put yourself in, I guess, as safe as they could be, safe situations, and stuff, and always just be safe about it. But I think everyone should be able to do whatever they want to do.
Absolutely. I am not preaching to anybody, but do you.
Yeah,
do you.
Be safe. It's not that hard, people.
It's really, really not. It's really not. I just wanted to throw that out there because I was very, very surprised to learn at those statistics, and I'm sure a lot of people would be as well. They're like, are you kidding? What? Yeah. So, I mean, you just think about all of these social media outlets that we have now, like the Grindr, like Scruff. Like, I'm not trying to call them out because Scruff, I actually preferred Scruff over Grinder. The guys were a lot nicer. But still, you really have to think, if you're hooking up with this person, you literally are hooking up with all the other people that they're hooking up with. And if they're on a site like Grinder, that could be multiple people a day.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about 80% of people have, that disease, and then you don't know it, that your chances, the odds are ever in your favor. So, just be careful. Take care of your health. You're important.
Yeah, absolutely. A close person of mine who will remain nameless just because I don't want them to get in trouble, but they work in the medical field. And I want to say this was last year or the year before. The gonorrhea that was running rampant in the senior citizen Sun City was unreal, like wildfire. Marge and Harold getting it
Get
on.
it, Grandma.
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah, I had to laugh. I mean, I felt sad for them, but yeah, it's not only in the gay community; it's in every community. You guys, wrap it up.
Yeah, just wrap it
before
up.
You tap it. I don't care if you have a 90-year-old dong. Just put something on it, man. You could still be transmitting shit, Harold.
Easy enough. It is. It's really, really easy.
Yep. All right, so we should go to the big hair segment then, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, all right, so,
You can't miss that one.
Yep. All right. All right. Well, I guess that's enough sex talk. I could sit and talk with you for days.
I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, it's exactly Thursday. We'll reconvene on the patio. That brings us to almost the end of our show, but there's just one more thing I want to do with you. That brings us to our last segment, the Big Hair Don't Care segment. Are we ready?
Bitch, you stole my wig!
Oh my God, that wasn't supposed to happen like
Snap
that.
again.
All right,
Snap
okay.
again. Whoo!
Oh, I'm sorry, bitch. That was close. I'm sorry.
I didn't know it worked the opposite way.
I didn't either. Now we know.
Now you know. You can be as rough as you want, honey, but don't pull my hair. It comes off.
I'm sorry, Queen. It's okay. Still look gorgeous. So like I said, this is the Big Hair Don't Care segment. Obviously, it's the name of the show. And why? Because I live the big hair life every day, and big hair is liberating. That's what I would say. It's liberating. I just feel my best when my hair is done and big and teased. So the whole point of this segment is I want you to pick a topic. You can pick any topic you want. And I want you have big hair and you don't care. And you just look at that camera and you tell the world how you feel about that topic, and you die on that hill. You believe in that topic. What you say is word. That's it, 100%. And no one's going to change your mind on said topic because you have big hair and you don't fucking care. I'm going to start with mine first. And mine goes back to the topic earlier that we were talking about the bill that they're trying to pass. Basically, what I want to say, leave the queens alone. Leave the transgenders alone. Leave everyone alone. Do your research before you vote and you go out and support these bills, whatever they may be, and go out and actually talk to people and maybe get to know people. Do you know a drag queen? Have you ever really talked to a drag queen? Have you ever really met or talked to someone that's transgendered? You probably haven't if you're all for the bill and you want to sign this and chanting and all that stuff. Basically, to me, everyone just be kind and leave the drag queens alone. They don't want your children. They don't want you. They're not trying to be disrespectful. They are an art form. It's the art of female impersonation. And everybody needs to just love and accept that. And if you do not have to like it. You don't have to like drag queens. You don't have to like transgendered people. Do I want you to? Absolutely. But you are entitled to your own opinion. However, if you don't like it, scroll on by on social media. Walk on by in public, but to have hate in your heart and to say hateful things and to be nasty and to want to sign bills to take people's jobs away that they're just trying to make a living off of an art form, I don't agree with it whatsoever. And that's my big hair, don't care, stamp of approval. Be kind and leave the fucking queens alone.
Amen, sister. I couldn't have said it better myself. Because I want to hit something on that. Seriously, you made a good point. Because I don't like seafood. Mm-hmm. So I don't fucking order seafood.
Exactly.
I mean, it's really that easy.
Yes,
it's really that easy.
Is.
So
Absolutely.
I'm Tragique, and here's my big hair. Don't care. Because I'm going to ride right off my sister Angela. Seriously, I don't like seafood. So do I go to Red Lobster? No. Are you going to a drag show? Don't go. Don't come and start protesting all this shit. I ain't gonna eat no crab legs. I'm not gonna go to Papado, okay? I don't order seafood. If you don't like it, it's okay not to like something. But what you're coming at is hate, and I don't have time for any of the hate. Everybody... I will take this to a spiritual place. Everybody is a reflection of everybody else. If we were all made in somebody's image, honey, then we are all reflections of God or the Buddha or Allah or whatever you want to call it, the universal spirit. We are all reflections of love. And if you're looking at somebody and you are seeing something that you do not like, you are seeing something you do not like about yourself, and maybe you should find a change. I am Tragique DeStrange, and that's my big hair don't care.
Ah, yes, queen. Yes. Oh, you give me goosebumps. Oh, my goodness. Well, with that being said, that brings us to the end of our show.
No, I've had so
know.
much fun.
Don't worry. You are definitely going to be back time and time again and be a staple. Absolutely. And go ahead and plug real quick again where you are at.
All right. I'm all over the place, but we're going to go ahead and I got to make sure I got that phone number right now because I'm going to plug that in there.
Well, I'll start every Thursday at Walk and Roll in Scottsdale. Me and Tragique are there. I'm
Thursday.
bartending and she's hosting the show 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Walk and Roll in Scottsdale.
It was walkandrollaz.com is the website, walkandrollaz.com. I'm every Saturday night at the Central and Thomas location. So that is Saturday nights 8 to 11. So 3 hours of parody hilarity. Currently with my group, the Gender Outlaws, we are performing at the Egyptian Motor Hotel every Sunday. It's Sinful Sundays at 6 p.m. It's a really, really cool place on 7th Avenue and Grand in the Phoenix area. If you have not checked it out, do so. You can follow me everywhere. You can visit me at tragiquedestrange.com. Like I said, DeStrange, it's DeStrange, but you make the Strange to make it sound French. Tragiquedestrange.com or misstragique.com. They both work. Yep. Or if you type the word tragique, which is TRAGIQUE, to 602-536-7576, then you can get a link to all of my social media sites and follow me there.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Perfect.
One more thing. I don't have the bottle, but if you did see the cocktail that Miss Angela had made and are trying to get that citrus bliss oil, you can text the word bliss, BLISS, to that same number, 602-536-7576, and we will send you a link on where you can buy that citrus bliss. It is delicious in that old fashioned. Speaking of which, cheers, honey.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Queen.
Cheers,
I
cheers.
love you.
Love
Thank
you.
you for being here. That's a wrap. See you next week. All right.
Yes.
I'm Coulter.
Oh my. Sometimes you just feel so goddamn good you gotta express it. Glowed up, ready for my close-up. Go ahead and just plaster my face right on top of that poster. Got big hair, don't care. I'm standing up in this spotlight. This is my life and I love it. And there's no part that I won't share. I'm feeling myself, well, independently depend on myself. You get the better me, a bitch ahead of me. I'm chopping it off, have it sit on the shelf. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. You want smoke, then I'm Bob Marley. If you gon' blow, then I'm bombarding. I'm civilian and shit like I'm Tom Hardy. Ooh, had a great week, celebrating, had a breakthrough here. Have a cake piece, if it ain't me, then you're wasting your time. So basically, I'm just taking what's mine, all of it. This is my shot, I'm calling it. I mean, what's so funny? Let's get this money. Bitch, I'm coming, I'm sitting on top and I'm falling it. Showtime, I'm about to leak my